What's up, fragrant world? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is Justin Copeland. On this channel, Stay Fresh Productions, we talk about everything fragrance related. If you like that kind of content, then welcome. You're in the right place. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a video. And please hit the like button if you like this video. It really does help with my visibility across this YouTube platform. Thanks so much in advance. Yes, I know you can hear it. I am recovering from a little bit of illness. I feel a lot better than I did earlier this week. I could not even talk, really, just because my nose was so congested. It just wasn't gonna happen. I wanted to film so many videos and I'm way behind, but I feel a little better today, so I figured let me just try to get something out. So you'll have to deal with a little bit of stuffiness. I can still smell. That is still a thing, but you just have to deal with a little bit of stuffiness. And my voice might be a little lower than normal, but maybe it doesn't make a difference. Anyway, I was tagged by Max Forte, and you gotta know him because he has at least 4 times as many subscribers as I do, so you're probably already subscribed to him. But he tagged me to do a video series that I was surprised to see is still going around or has been revitalized as of late. This is the 10 fragrances for life. Now I know what you're thinking.
Just doing this to get views? Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to give you guys what you want to see, and it seems like a lot of people tend to watch and enjoy these videos. So here I am doing this again. I've done this several times already. I've done designer lists, I've done niche lists. I think most recently, the last time I did a 10 for life was last spring, back in April, I want to say. I did do a 5 for life, which was something I was tagged in as well just a few months ago. Yeah, at the end of the day, any choices that you see in any reviewer's video, some of them are actually the ones for life. You're gonna see them in every single video. They do like that. And some of them will change with the tide. That's just how it goes. But it's just our way to give you a lot of fragrances that we love, supposedly more than every fragrance we own. If we had to pick 10, this is putting niche and designer together. So yeah, I did a niche and a designer list previously where I was able to do 10 and 10. And I basically, in a way, took the best of those lists, but there might be some newcomers here. And there's so many fragrances I wanted to include. You're not gonna see Tom Ford, you're not gonna see Raja Parfums, not because I don't love fragrances from those brands, or Teo Cabanel. There's some new fragrances I have, which I love, but it's just not fair. They're a little bit too new to put on this list. So many great scents, so many, way too many. They're not all here. So if you don't see your favorite fragrance, doesn't mean I don't like it or don't love it. Maybe I haven't smelled it, but at the very least, one of these just barely beat it out. It was hard to choose, so just bear with me, but we're gonna have fun nonetheless. We're gonna dive right into this. Here at number 10, and these are basically in order based on, I guess, what I like the most, at least at this current time. Each one of these fragrances just kind of hypnotizes me. When I put it on or spray it in the air, it captures me, and there's just something special about it to me. This fragrance might surprise you. There's really nothing super special about the scent, but every time I wear it, it just meshes with me in a good way. I've gotten a lot of wear out of it, especially last year, and it's gotten me some good feedback, which is totally a bonus. This is from Prada. This is Luna Rossa Carbon. This is their take on the Dior Sauvage DNA. It smells fresh. It smells a little bit like fresh out of the shower, kind of shower gel. Very fresh, spicy, has a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a creaminess. It's kind of like a modern fougere if you like add metallic notes to it and make it very kind of synthetic smelling in a way. Kind of smells like minerally, fresh, spicy, metallic. Not the most natural scent, but it smells great. Performance is just fine. It's creamy. So it has this kind of liveliness to it, a jovial nature, but it's also, I think, kind of refined as well. It smells great. That's Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. Here at number 9, this has to be here. One of my first loves in the designer realm, will always be here. I have a lot of juice left in this bottle because I don't wear it that much as of late, but I have worn it a lot over the years. This is Nuit de L'Homme. You already know, I love this stuff, always will. It's just so seductive. Such a seductive DNA. Has gotten me some great feedback every time I wear it. It is sweet, it is a little aromatic, it is spicy, it is woody and warm, but still kind of fresh. And again, just very seductive. This is a 2013 bottle, which I bought from someone who didn't know what they had years ago. Got it for a steal, and I will cherish it as long as I can, but hopefully before it goes bad. Let's move on to number 8. We have from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, another one of my most worn fragrances of last year. I really grew to love this one, especially for the spring. This is Gentle Fluidity Silver. This made my most versatile fragrances list. You can check that out here. I put that out not long ago. Very versatile scent. It is simple, but it is unique. It has a freshness to it, this cooling freshness from juniper berry, which kind of brings a little bit of a gin-like vibe. If you can imagine gin and tonic, you get that cooling kind of sharp freshness mixed with a little bit of spiciness from coriander. It is a little sweet with vanilla and warm as it dries from that amber. And there's a nice muskiness that adds a texture to it that makes it very sensual, even kind of seductive, depending on where you wear it. And it is completely genderless. Anyone can wear this. Beautiful fragrance, really beautiful, so easy to wear, and pretty much beast mode. I'll have links to try down below, as well as all these fragrances. I recommend you check them out. Here at number 7, this is coming from John Varvatos. Obligatory, had to have it on here. My favorite from the house so far, John Varvatos Vintage. I haven't really been trying any of the new fragrances from the house, really at all, so can't speak on them. But this one will always speak to me, always moves me. It is sweet, it's kind of fresh and almost fruity in a way. A touch of this fruitiness in there from rhubarb, from quince, but it has that suede-like leather in there. It has a little bit of cinnamon. Gosh, it has like this almost smoky nature to it in the background. Very gentlemanly, very refined, pretty elegant. You could wear this day or night, but I would not wear it with anything less than a collared shirt. A tie will do it even better. Just smells really put together. Will always love this stuff. John Varvatos Vintage. I don't think I'll ever get through this big 125 ml bottle. I've worn this at least 40 times and I'm still not even a quarter way through. So here at number 6, this has definitely been one of my favorite fragrance houses since I discovered them several years ago, pretty much back when they started making their first fragrances to put to market. And this one, when I first smelled it, it captured me. And to this day, it still captures me. This is coming from the House of Argos. I did just recently talk about them quite a bit. I did a review of their latest line, which is these 30 milliliter bottles. I also just did a live interview with the owner, founder, perfumer for Argos Fragrances. You can check that out here. That's just brand new off the press. This fragrance is called Triumph of Bacchus. This is the little 30 ml bottle, which is again brand new for 2020. Just came out a few months ago. Smells freaking wonderful, man. It's sweet, it's rich, kind of syrupy. It has a nice, beautiful rum note mixed with peach. So it's bright, but kind of boozy, but it does have a nice little saffron and some jasmine in the heart. So it has a little bit of this almost white floral nature. It's kind of thick, but does dry down with some tobacco. It gets a little earthy, but stays sweet all the way through, stays rich all the way through. Very elegant stuff, something to wear on a night out when you want to stand out. You can get 10% off everything from Argos using my code FRESH10 from now till whenever they decide to boot me out. But I recommend at least getting a sample pack, sampling these fragrances, get your nose on them, and check out that interview. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming up from the brand. You don't want to miss in that interview. You get a little sneak peek. And those of you who were there live, I appreciate you. It was great to see you all and converse with you all. Okay, we're into the top 5 here. Whew. And this one is newer to me, but I've still had it for a few months and have really grown to love it. I think it is currently my favorite from this collection. I do have the newest one coming in the mail in a matter of days, I would say. Maybe late next week, something like that. I cannot wait to show you how I feel about that. But for now, we're talking about L'Homme Ideal L'Intense. I really overlooked this one. As I've said, when it came out, I didn't pay any mind. I maybe even heard one negative review about it and said, okay, forget it. I don't need to check that out. And man, I'm glad I gave it some time, gave it the time of day. It smells so good. It's the original L'Homme Ideal DNA, that kind of rich creaminess, you know, has that like almond feel to it, like bitter almond, but it's sweet and creamy. And this time we don't have much freshness. We have a lot of spiciness. We got some, I think, chili pepper in here. There's some other spices. It's even a little bit resinous to my nose, a warmth as it dries. Very elegant, something great to wear at night. Not the most formal scent, but you could pull it off for sure. I love this stuff, man. I love the spice. That's my favorite part. It really kicks. And if I was gonna choose one from the collection to keep for the rest of my life, at least now, if you're asking me, it's this one. It just has so much character to it. I love the Eau de Parfum. I love the original. I love the cologne, but this one has taken the cake, at least right now. That's L'Homme Ideal Intense. And this is a great time to announce that you can currently sample this as well as the whole collection at decantx.com. They just have such a great selection. And just for you, they've recently bumped up our discount for the channel. It was 15%. They wanted to do you guys a solid and bump that up to 17% off. So from here forward, you can get 17% off using my code STAYFRESH17. Now, I think now through Valentine's Day, they actually have a promotion where you can get 20% off. I don't know what it is, but I think it's on the website as soon as you get there. It might be front and center. So take advantage of that right now. Get that 20% off as long as you can. But once that wears off, get you that 17%, which is again an upgrade from what it was before, using my code STAYFRESH17. That is their way of saying thank you for you guys being so awesome, showing them so much love and support. Ever since I started talking about them, seems like you guys love them as much as I do, and it's just their way of giving back. All right, here at number 4, I was between this one and 2 others from the house. This was hard to choose. This was not an easy choice, but I had to go based on smell. Based on the scent, I love Sedley from Parfums de Marly. Now, it was again a toss-up between Layton and Percival, and I love both of those. But the scent, at least right now, there's something about this, the crisp coolness of that mint with the mandarin orange. It has a little bit of this aroma chemical nature to it, almost like an ambroxan feel that doesn't smell the most natural, but it kind of fills out the scent, makes it a little musky, and it just smells so good, especially with the trail in the air, especially with some heat. It just smells, again, very fresh, but it does have an elegance to it. Olivier Cresp is the perfumer behind this, and I think he killed it. So based on the scent, I gotta go with this. I love Layton. I've loved it for a long time. I always will. This doesn't mean, oh, no more Layton, I'll be wearing this. No, I still love it. But this is a little bit more novel to my nose. It has my attention right now, and I just love wearing it. It smells so freaking good, especially in the air. Here at number 3, one of my old favorites. I actually haven't worn it in a while. I will wear it soon. I've always loved this fragrance ever since I first reviewed it. They have a new flanker, a new rose flanker coming out. That's gonna be phenomenal. I have a little decant of that. But for now, we're talking about Signature Pour Homme from Zaharoff, perfumed by Claude Deer. This is like a very modern take on the Gentleman's Fougere. It is aromatic. It almost has a barbershop quality, that kind of fresh, kind of creamy nature to it. It does have a little bit of a spice in there. It does have some woodiness in there. That oud note is very, very different for this genre, and it works perfectly here, beautifully blended. And there's actually a really nice pear note, which is so interesting, something you don't really see in a fougere, but it adds a nice little bright sweetness in there that doesn't last too long, but it adds a nice playful nature, but it gets kind of serious pretty quick, has great performance. If you have not gotten you a sample of this, he's still giving out free samples. You just go to the website and request it. Simple as that. Try this stuff. Check out their new flankers, which are awesome. The Noir and the Royale. Those are both fantastic. I love the Noir. That may have been a close second, but I had to go with the OG. I love Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. Here at number 2, one of the newest from the house of Amouage, at least as of 2020. And I've talked about this at length several times already, so I'm going to save you some time. But this is Enclave from the house of Amouage. Julien Rascanet. Such a dynamic fragrance. It was between this and Beach Hut, man. I even love Reflection Man. I will always love Reflection Man. But this one really, it captures me. It really actually tells a story when I smell it. That is the difference here. Beach Hut, man, it transports me, which is beautiful. And I love that. It is kind of a particular scent. It has like one track and it does that very well. Very fresh, green, woody, a little resinous. Like that's its track. I have to be in the mood for that. But this one is dynamic. It can cater to many of my moods. It has a nice freshness. It has a cooling freshness from that cardamom, but it also has a nice warmth from amber and labdanum and kind of leathery. It's a little sweet. It's spicy, and it just transitions so beautifully. And again, it tells a beautiful story of being in Oman, maybe near these cliffs, the cliff sides, and the sun is out, and there's a fjord that runs through it of fresh cooling water, and you're just sitting there watching the sun set. You know, it takes you through that entire day of being out in this beautiful scenic area, and it's so beautiful. Again, something I can reach for a number of occasions and a number of moods, so that dynamism really had to put it on this list at number 2. And number 1, not what I expected to put at number 1, but I smelled it earlier just to remind myself, and it sealed the deal. The way it made me feel when I smelled it, and I'm not smelling 100% right now, but nonetheless, this really got to me. And it always has, ever since I smelled it. This is a timeless scent. It smells just so fantastic. It came out in the 1990s. It is, again, timeless, so it doesn't smell like the 90s. It might smell a little bit mature to some folks, but it does not smell vintage, if you're asking me. And this is based on bitter orange. This is based on cardamom. This is based on sandalwood, maybe even a little bit of rose. It is spicy, citrusy, fresh, a little creamy as it dries, and smooth. Not all that sweet, but a little bit is in there. It just has an elegance and a sophistication to it. I think this was perfumed by Jean-Claude Helena. This is coming from Cartier, and this is called Declaration. Yeah. It was between this and Pasha de Cartier Parfum, which I love. But for the same reason with the Amouage, this is a little bit more dynamic for me. The Pasha, I have to be in the mood for that. The occasion has to be right for that. It is quite sweet and rich and boozy. And again, that's like very elegant vibes. This one has, again, a dynamism to it. It is on the fresher side, but it does dry into something that is smooth and, again, kind of rich and just elegant, but also very alluring in a way. It just smells like you got it figured out, even if you don't. That's what this smells like. I want to smell this right now. I think I have a tester strip here. Just want to remind myself. Just masterfully done. So well done. Gosh. And this is not that expensive. You can find this at the discounters for a good price. You know, really, any of these 4 or 5 in the top here could have been number 1, but this one really just captures me when I wear it. It just makes me feel so present, and I know I smell good, and I know I'm projecting the image that I want people to see when they look at me or when they smell me. So that's it. Those are my 10 fragrances for life, at least for now. So we'll see how that changes the next time this comes up, if I get tagged again. So thank you, Max, for having me. I'm supposed to tag some folks. So you folks on the screen, you are tagged. I will tag you in the description as well. Once again, all these fragrances are linked down below in the description, so check them out. If you like the video, please like the video. It means so much to me. Once again, hit that subscribe button. If you like videos like this and you enjoyed this, and you want to see more of it, then that's the quickest way to do it. Hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss a video. And thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.